Hello and welcome to the channel. Have I got a tactic for you today from FM Arena? If you want goals, you can get goals. Let's have a look at this tactic. Let's get into the video. And if you're enjoying these tactics videos so far, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. Hopefully we can do that before the release of FM23. That is the plan anyway. And let's get into the video and let's have a look at this tactic. So the tactic in question today is the 1-4-1-1-1-3, very attacking, 22.4.0. It is by the author A Smile, and the formation is as follows: is sweep keeper on support in goal, inverted wing back on attack on the left, wing back on attack on the right, two ball playing defenders on defend in the centre, a defensive midfielder on support in front of them, a central midfielder on attack just to the right, a shadow striker on attack just to the left, and then three up front, two advanced forwards either side on attack, and a false nine on support in the middle of the two. It's an attacking mentality, a shorter passing style, play out of the defence, low crosses, work the ball into the box, extremely high tempo, take short kicks, distribute to centre backs, counter and counter press with a much higher line of defence, much higher line of engagement, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in and use the offside trap. Now what we have done for this formation is we have given it to 7 teams in the 7 top leagues in Europe, and we've given it to the team that are predicted to finish 4th in every single league. So they range from the likes of Lyon, Manchester United, AZ Alkmaar are in there as well. And we've given them this formation, and we're going to get into the game right now, and we're going to see how well they have done with this very attacking, very unorthodox looking formation. And this is the tactic in the game, as you can see here. I mean, to me, it looks like this tactic is going to play. The inverted wing back is going to sit in across here and almost join in with his midfield duo, the defensive midfielder and the central midfielder on attack in this sort of position just here. Wing back on attack looking to get forward on this side. The shadow striker here on the left-hand side, probably drifting into space in the pockets around here. And then your 3 strikers, which I'm not sure. I know in some of the previous adaptations of this game, 3 strikers up front was really overpowered. Like I said, we've given it to 7 teams. The first one we are looking at today is Manchester United. As you may have already seen in the top of the screen, Manchester United finished in first place in the English Premier League, 97 points. If we just get a bit more details, 1 defeat all season, and that was to Aston Villa, 2-1 defeat, 88 goal difference, 30 wins, 7 draws, just 3 shy of the 100-point mark. An absolute phenomenal season. Cristiano Ronaldo joint top goal scorer with Callum Wilson, that's a surprise, with 29 goals. Also player of the match is joint top with Erling Haaland with 8. David Harris 17 clean sheets with this formation. Assists for Bruno Fernandes with 16 and Cristiano Ronaldo with 15. If we just go and have a look at the statistics of the squad, Ronaldo 41 in 54 in all competitions, Marcus Rashford got 36, Bruno Fernandes 26, Anthony Martial got 12, with Amad Diallo and Donny van de Beek both getting 12. The assists, Bruno Fernandes with 23, Ronaldo with 20, Rashford with 15, Brandon Williams with 14, McTominay with 12, Martial, Shaw and Andreas Pereira all getting 10 as well. We just have a look through the other competitions as well. Carabao Cup was a 3rd round exit on penalties to Manchester City. In the Europa League, they have smashed a few teams. They have 8-0, 6-0, 14-0 against Maribor. 3-1 victory over Hearts as they progressed through to the next round. They drew 0-0 with Leeds in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, beat them in the replay, went out to Liverpool 3-1 in the 4th round. If we look in the Europa League, they beat Eintracht Frankfurt 7-0 on aggregate. They went into the quarterfinals, beat Freiburg 8-1 on aggregate. Into the semi-finals against Arsenal, and they beat them 8-4 on aggregate, which meant a final against Real Madrid, and they won 2-1. Early goals from Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Varane, and a Luke Shaw own goal in between those. They got a 2-1 victory. They won the Europa League and the Premier League, a double for Manchester United with this formation. And I mean, let's just have a look. Let's take this 14-0 for example, and let's have a look at how this formation's played out. If we just have a look as well at the analysis, very far forward here, the 4 defenders pretty much in line. I thought the left fullback might be a little bit more inverted than he is, but obviously not there. And the 3 strikers sat pretty much in a line in this game. Ronaldo, Diallo, Amad Diallo and Rashford all playing 10s. Donny van de Beek playing a 9.6 as well in that attacking midfield role. So let's have a look at some of the goals. So here you go, Williams coming on the left hand side. The overload of players, there's 3 players in the box there. No, 3 players in for this cross. Ball into the far post from Rashford for 1-0. I mean, this will be pretty easy for the most part, as you'll see. Rashford cut out his ball. Men just getting forward. Amad Diallo, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, beats him. Very simple goal. Poor defending from Maribor, giving the ball away there. I mean, look at the amount of players on the edge of this box here. Picks out the ball to Brandon Williams, who's coming forward. Switches out to Dalla on the right-hand side. He can get the cross in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players there in between the goalposts pretty much. So many players forward with these 3 strikers and the shadow striker as well. Diego Dalla on this right-hand side. Rashford, who's just drifted wide to collect this ball in. Again, there's 3 players there waiting for that cross into the box, overloading the Maribor defenders. And you can see when this tactic works, goals are coming very easy. McTominay, they've got the overload there on the right hand side, doesn't need it, and Ronaldo making the run at the far post to put in another one. I think that's about 7 or 8 now already. Just tremendous, some quick fire goals here. And again, look at all these red shirts on the edge of the box and just inside the box. Dallo's got acres of space out there, pulls it back to McTominay on the edge of the box, and they're too busy watching the strikers and the shadow striker that players running from deep can just find space. And again, look, the overload on this right hand side. Diego Dallo staying really wide. Not going to use him in this instance by the look of it, as Brandon Williams pulls back for Ronaldo. But you can see it's there. Every time they seem to have that overload on the right hand side. Diego Dallo again here on the right hand side. They're not going to use him, I don't think, again, but just acres of space for him to run into here. All these players on the edge of the box. There's another great finish there. That was Brandon Williams there with a fantastic effort. And he received Rashford getting into that right channel. And the way it is, it's just one-on-one in the box. And they don't even use that, man. It's Donny van de Beek coming from deep, who got the initial shot away. Ronaldo putting in the rebound. I'm not sure. I think we were at 10 now, maybe. As Andres Pereira will... Oh, I thought we'd have scored the free kick there. But again, from this free kick, how many players are in the box here? And Rashford does a simple job of tapping in. It's really overloading these forward positions. Again, Williams is there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players waiting for this ball. Pulls back to Sancho. His shot is saved. And it's 3-on-2 there. No, 4-on-2, sorry, there at the far post. It's a simple job for Amad Diallo to just nod in by the looks of things. And again, Diego Dallo, Andres Pereira and Marcus Rashford all linking up there. 3 players at the far post. Easy as you like. And that might be 14. I have lost count at this point. It's just absolutely absurd. As again, overloading the edge of the box. Maribor just don't know what to do with it. Martial selfishly there takes a shot on, gets his goal, and that was the 14th there. I suppose Anthony Martial wanted to get his own name on the score sheet. Well, we are getting a pattern here as we move to La Liga. Sevilla have won the league by 16 points with 100+ goal difference, 32 victories from 38 games, 1 point shy of the 100-point mark. Rafa Mir with 42 goals, 7.82 average rating. Ivan Rakitic with a 7.74. Jesus Navas with a 7.68. Marcus Acuna 16 assists. Ivan Rakitic 14 assists. Jesus Navas 12 assists. Rafa Mir with 8 player of the matches. Ivan Rakitic with 6. Just absolutely absurd that this tactic has done so much for this side. If we just look at the player stats as well, Rafa Mir got 54 and 51 in all competitions. Rakitic 22 with 19 assists, 7.67. Is he the best player? No, second best behind Rafa Mir, obviously with a 7.78. Yusuf and Nesri got 20 goals. Lucas Ocampos 16. Alejandro Gomez with 12. And Minia with 10. And in terms of the assists, Marcus Acuna with 19, Rakitic, as we said, with 19, Jesus Navas with 18, Lucas Ocampos with 14 with them 16 goals, Alejandro Gomez with 12 assists, go with them 12 goals as well. They have put in some absolutely fantastic numbers there. If we just look at the schedule, started off the season like an absolute train. First defeat came in October to Valencia. It was a 3-2 defeat there. Before that, just absolutely smash results. Beat Mallorca, beat Valladolid, beat Elche. Barcelona were dispatched 3-0. Atletico Madrid were dispatched 3-0 as well. AS Monaco in the Champions League were dispatched 5-0. If we just scroll down here, Champions League, they look like they've smashed it through there. Won in the first round of the Copa del Rey as well. Second round of the Copa del Rey, won against Izara. Alaves in the third round of the Copa del Rey. Fourth round they won as well. Fifth round Bilbao, they got knocked out, so they made it all the way to February in the Copa del Rey. Champions League first knockout stages, they played Napoli and they beat them 4-1 over 2 legs. Into the quarterfinals and they got knocked out 5-4 on aggregate to PSG, beat them 3-1 home, lost 4-1 away from home. So that is slightly disappointing there, but what a run of performances here. Lost on the last day of the season to Girona 4-1, but it made no difference. They were absolutely lethal. They put 11 past Girona here. I mean, as we saw, Man United put 14 past Maribor, and they've put 11 past Girona, 7 past Almeria, 6 past Almeria the other time, 6 past Vigo twice, 6 past Osasuna, 5 past Zaragoza and Getafe, and Tudelano and Sporting and Monaco and Espanyol. A number of 5-0 victories here. That is ridiculous. They have smashed it this season, and that is a surprise. I did not expect to see Sevilla topping Real Madrid and Barcelona at the top of La Liga. Into Italy now, and Napoli break the mold there. The first team of the 3 that we've looked at not to win the league, 6 points behind Inter Milan, who won the league with 97 points. I mean, that is fantastic. Just 3 defeats all season to Napoli, to Sampdoria, to Juventus, and then draws to Udinese, Atalanta, Monza and Roma. As for Napoli, our team, they had 3 defeats all season. Torino, AC Milan and Inter Milan, their only defeats. 7 draws, which was what cost them really the league title. Victor Osimhen with 7.72 average rating, Mario Rui with a 7.7, Osimhen with a 12 assists to his name, and 8 player of the match awards, just 3rd in the league. Simeone was top for Verona with 13, who finished in 6th place. That was a really good season for them. If we just look at the statistics of some of the players, 30 goals for Victor Osimhen with 16 assists. Irving Lozano got 18 goals. Patanga got 17, Politano got 16, Zielinski got 16. Those are the only players to make double figures. And in terms of the assists, Osimhen 16, Mario Rui with 15, Giovanni Di Lorenzo with 14, Zielinski with 12, Matteo Politano with 11. Those are the only ones to get to double figures there. And top rated player, Victor Osimhen with a 7.65 and Mario Rui with a 7.63. If we just look down their schedule, Champions League, they seem to do really well in. I think as we might have saw with the last team, I believe they got knocked out to Sevilla. Yeah, that is correct. And then the Coppa Italia, they made the semi-finals, and it looks as if they got knocked out 7-3 on aggregate by Lazio towards the back end of the season. Defeat against Torino on the last day of the season really didn't make any difference in the finish, but a couple of games here, defeat against Milan, draw here against Sassuolo, probably around the time they started falling away. Another draw against Spezia down here, and a draw against Monza. Teams that you'd be expecting them to beat, they got draws against. If they'd have picked up just 2 wins there in a couple of those efforts, they'd have finished, well, no, they'd have finished on 95 points, still a couple short of Inter. But, I mean, better than what they anticipated to finish 4th. They finished in 2nd. They led for such a long time. They dropped away just here, and then they just hung on to 2nd for the rest of the season. So 3 teams down, 2 league victories, a Europa League victory and a 2nd place, and we move on to the 4th team. The 4th team is Bayer Leverkusen, and there's no real surprise here. 66 points. They finished 28 behind Bayern Munich, who lost 2 games, one to Bayer Leverkusen, one to Wolfsburg, and drew 1 game, that was to Hertha Berlin. No real surprise there, but it was a better finish than we predicted. Predicted to finish 4th. They finished 2nd above Dortmund. 20 wins, 6 draws, 8 defeats. Patrick Schick got 21 goals and also averaged a 7.44. He was the only man to make the top 3 in any of these stats over here. In terms of the squad and what they did, Patrick Schick got 27 in 45 with 12 assists. Sardar Azmoun got 20 goals and 14 assists from 42 games. Adam Lozek got 14 goals and 5 assists from 38 games. Charles Arangis got 10 goals and 10 assists. And the only other players there that really would have done anything, Jeremy Frimpong got 9 assists as well. Top player Patrick Schick, 27 goals, 12 assists, 7.45 average rating. I just looked through their schedule. Started again, another team that started like a house on fire. Defeat there to Werder Bremen in January. As we move through in the Champions League, they got knocked out by PSG in the first knockout stages. Got to the semi-final of the DFB Polka. They beat Bayern on penalties after a 4-4 draw, and then beat Eintracht Frankfurt 1-0 in the final, which means it's another trophy for one of our teams. There it is, DFB Pokal. I did not see that on the right of my screen. So another cup victory. That means that we have had 2 league titles, 1 European trophy and 1 domestic trophy from the 4 teams so far. Only Napoli have not won anything so far with this formation. And just looking at the 3-1 victory that they had in the league over Bayern Munich, they absolutely bossed it as well. 2.85 XG to 0.99. The average rating of 7.22, 18 shots, 11 on target, 3 goals. Bayern Munich, 12 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. Absolutely dominating XG. Really pushed Bayern Munich back. See their striker there pushed really far back into the centre circle on the halfway line, whereas Bayer Leverkusen just comfortably, nicely spread out, pushed forward nicely, and they really did a job there. 7.2s across the forward line, but everyone's turned in performance really there. Apart from Andrich, who got 6.5, everyone else is 7 or above, barring the goalkeeper, who obviously had 2 shots at him and let one of them in. That's why his rating's so low. But this is been a real surprise. Like I said, we've had 2 league winners, 2 cup wins as well, and we move on to team number 5 of 7. Now, I thought there'd be 2 certs in this experiment of this tactic. I thought that PSG would win Liga 1, and I thought that Bayern Munich would win the Bundesliga. I am wrong about the first one of those because Ligue 1 has been won by Lyon, 99 points. Another team just shy of the 100-point mark. 32 victories, 4 draws, 2 defeats. Them coming 1-0 defeat to PSG and a 5-1 defeat to Nice, which is very random. And the 4 draws, Monaco, Strasbourg, Ajaccio and Angers. Absolutely fantastic performance. If we just get into it and have a look at the stats, Moussa Dembele got 33 goals, clearly the top goal scorer. Also 7.76. Aoul got a 7.91 on the average rating and 18 assists as well. Kakare got 19 yellow cards and Tolisso got 14. So this formation does seem to get a few yellow cards as well. If we just look at the schedule, see what they did in their respective competitions, if I can get there. Europa Conference League looks like they're easily through the groups. They were knocked out in the 11th round of the French Cup by Dijon. They beat Ghent 7-2 there. Then they played AZ Alkmaar and beat them 7-5. So we move through to, I believe this will be the semi-final. They played Nice and they beat them 6-4 on aggregate there. Actually played them 3 times in a couple of weeks, beat them 4-1 in the league just after that as well, which means they made the Europa Conference League final. They beat Fiorentina 5-0 in the final. Akambi with the goal, Maxime Kakra on 12 minutes, Lucas Paqueta 25 and 27, and Alexandre Lacazette on 58. Another trophy win, another double, this time from Lyon, where they've won the Europa Conference League and Liga, and that is the Europa League and the Europa Conference League both won with this formation. It has worked wonders here. And as we always do, let's have a look at the stats of the players. Moussa Dembele got 48 in 50 games with 23 assists. Lacazette got 29. Houssem Aoul got 23 goals from 51. Akambi got 20. Kadewere got 18. And then in terms of the assists as well, Tolisso got 14. Dubois got 13. Lacazette got 13 as well. Top player. Aoul with 7.83, Dembele with 7.79, then down to Leo Dubois with a 7.43. Utterly absurd. I don't think in any of these tactic videos I've seen PSG get pipped to the post, but I think this could be the first time, and this tactic really showing the goals. An 84 goal difference spot, outscored PSG. If we just get a little bit more information on the league table as well, 126 goals scored, so they outscored PSG by 29 goals, 42 conceded, which was 15 more than PSG, but that made no difference. When you score 126 goals a season, wow, that is just incredible. 2 teams to go now, and we're over to the Netherlands, and AZ Alkmaar finished second, 3 points shy of Feyenoord. It looks like they got into second midway through the season and just sat there all season, just could not topple Feyenoord at the top of the table. Kind of surprising not to see Ajax up there as well. They finished on 72 along with PSV Eindhoven. 58 goal difference, another one of our teams getting such a high goal difference. If we just look at the league table, we'll just move it into stages so we can have a proper look. 103 goals scored, 45 conceded, way more than anyone else in the league. I think, again, 29 goals more than anyone else in the league. Feyenoord and PSV scoring 74. Unfortunate, if you look at the table towards the end of the season, if they don't lose that game there against Ajax, they're off 84 points, and all of a sudden he's neck and neck as they finish off the season. They're putting the pressure a little bit more on Feyenoord. Just in terms of any other competitions, we saw AZ Alkmaar, they popped up against Lyon, knocked out in the Europa Conference League. I think it was the quarterfinals, quarterfinals, and in the KNVB Becker, they were knocked out by Feyenoord 1-0 in the quarterfinals that as well. So it's only the second team not to win anything, along with Napoli, out of 6 so far. And that was only because they were knocked out of the Europa Conference League by one of our teams. Jens Odgaard got 34 goals and 14 assists. Vangelis Pavlidis got 28 goals. Danny De Witt got 22. Jesper Karlsson got 18. And in terms of assists, Jesper Karlsson with 20 assists. Aslak Witry with 17 assists. Fredrik Midstjer with 14. Jens Odgaard with 14. Yukinari Sugawara with 10. And Reinders with 10 as well. I probably butchered a number of them names there, but it is what it is. So that's only the second of 6 teams that haven't won anything. We have one more team to look at, and we're over to Portugal now and Braga. It's nice to finish off this experiment with a little bit of success. Braga have won 2 of the 3 competitions that they were in. They won the league 83 points, 4 clear of Benfica, 13 clear of Porto, and 14 clear of Sporting in Portuguese league. I'm not sure. Is it Liga NOS, I think it's called? They also, in the Taça de Portugal placard, were runners-up, and in the Taça de Liga, so they won the League Cup, but came runner-up in the Portuguese Cup. Moving to the player stats, Abel Ruiz got 35 goals and 15 assists. Ricardo Horta got 33 goals and 14 assists. Vitinho got 14 goals. Andre Horta got 14 goals. Shatin got 10 goals. I think Shatin. And in terms of assists, Andre Horta with 18. Abel Ruiz with 15. Ricardo Horta with 14. And Jan Couto on loan from Manchester City getting 15 assists as well. He was the top average rating with 7.57. Lucas Piazon is on loan at Botafogo. He was actually the best player at the club. He averaged a 7.63 over there in Brazil. Obviously, none of that will count anyway. Europa League saw them knocked out in the second knockout stage by Freiburg. They lost 7-6 on aggregate. They lost 6-5 away from them. That is an absurd game. Really, really high scoring. Apart from that, they did absolutely fantastically in every competition. They couldn't have lost many games all season. Just move it by results. So they lost 3-0 to Benfica in the league. They lost a 6-5 game to Freiburg. Lost 1-0 to Portimonense. Lost in the finals to Porto in the Taça de Portugal final. Lost 3-0 to Rio Ave. Lost 1-0 to Feyenoord and drew 3-3 with them in the other game in the group. Those were the only games they lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in all competitions all season. Absolutely fantastic season, and it goes to show, I mean, this formation has worked absolute wonders. Let's look at the goals scored. We need to move to stages. Just forget to go to that one to have a look. 106 goals scored. Another team scoring over 100 goals. Just those 3 defeats all season. 41 goals conceded. 65 goal difference. 7 better than Benfica, and over 30 better than Porto in 3rd place, and over 30 better than Sporting in 4th place as well. What a job this has done. All these teams, like I said earlier, were predicted to finish 4th in their respective leagues, and we have had league titles for Lyon, for Braga, for Sevilla, and for Man United. 4 out of 7. Napoli finished 2nd. Bayer Leverkusen finished 2nd, and AZ Alkmaar finished 2nd as well. We've had multiple trophies. If you just have a look now, if we go to the Champions League, because that's the only trophy we don't know what's been won in. So Manchester City beat PSG in that game. Let's have a quick look, just for argument's sake. How did this go? Sergio Ramos scored a penalty on 34. Erling Haaland got a penalty on 82. And then the penalty shooter, Haaland, De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan and Foden scored. Mahrez missing a penalty there. And Sarabia, Pereira, Kimpembe all scoring penalties. Ibrahimovic and Herrera missing penalties. PSG had 1 shot on target, got the 1-1 draw. Man City 6 shots on target, just the 1, but they won the Champions League. And if we move down here, Real Madrid losing to one of our sides, Manchester United 2-1 in the final there. Who were the goals scored by? Bruno Fernandes. We looked at this deal with Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Varane, with a Luke Shaw and goal in there as well. And in the Europa Conference League, Lyon beat Fiorentina 5-0. So we have nearly had a clean sweep in Europe. We took 4 of the top 7 European leagues as well, along with second places in the other 3. Multiple domestic cup wins. It has been absolutely tremendous. This tactic, for as bizarre as it looks on paper, works absolute wonders. Space that right wing back is afforded, it's just ridiculous. He has so much space, so much room to overload. You've got the central midfielder on attack running 5 players in the box most of the time as well, with the inverted wing back getting up there and around this where the shallow striker is sitting there. It is just tremendous, the amount of goals this tactic scores. And like I say, we have managed to topple PSG in France. All we need to do now is find a formation that can topple Bayern Munich in Germany. I mean, that is going to be a task, because they are just head and shoulders above everyone else in that division. But we found a formation to do it in France. Let's see if next time out if we can find one to do it in Germany. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I will leave a link to this tactic in the description down below, and a link to FM Arena as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.